So have our world leaders been making contact with extraterrestrials? Well, this is something we've known since the 1950s. Our presidents, our prime ministers, our global leaders with the royal families have been making contacts with extraterrestrials. They have signed contracts with these extraterrestrials. Nobody really wants to talk about this because of fear of what may happen. But our world has been sold off to a group of alien life forms. This world that we live on, that we think is ours, even our own country, we don't own anything. We don't. As much as you want to think you own something, you don't. Because in the blink of an eye, your country can be under occupation of a out of this world alien or being, whatever you want to call it. You know, we trade, and I've exposed this several times, our governments trade humans for technology with these beings. And sometimes our government fails to give their half of the bargain. And that's when we end up seeing all these aliens and extraterrestrials coming to planet Earth. And we see a lot of them. Now, most people don't know these alien life forms are not to be messed with. Yes, there are different type of species that visit Earth, but there's one particular species that are very aggressive. Most aliens are not aggressive like us, but there is a species that's very aggressive, and that's the one that we have a contract with for technology. So they have an agenda to fulfill, and our government trades off humans for technology so that these beings can study us humans. Why do they want to study us, people wonder? Well, why would they want to study us humans? Because we were created by another species of aliens that they don't like. And what do we do? What do us humans do when we get some kind of technology from another country? Just say we stole a Russian fighter jet. What do? We study it. We try to learn everything about it. Everything about things that they created. It's the same thing with these alien beings, but on a galactic level. They are so much more advanced than we are that we can't even comprehend. You know, it's always been this rumor that the moon is a spaceship. Why would the moon be a spaceship? Huh? Why would the moon be a spaceship? Because alien life forms use it as a stationary base, as if like a military base. It's not a ship, it's more of a military base for extraterrestrials. Why do you think we don't go back to the moon? Why do you think we don't go back to the moon? I mean, guys, think about it. There are so many stories by astronauts of what they saw on the moon that they're not allowed to talk about. These aliens that dominate the moon with their base are so far advanced that if they decided to take over Earth, they could send a small portion of their species here with their advanced technology, and they could take over. You think our technology is so advanced? We get our technology from their leftover old technology. We are thousands of years behind them. That's why they're able to travel through time and space. They're able to go through dimensions and portals to get to where we are at. We can't do that. We only know the speed of sound and a little faster. We can't even travel at the speed of light. There's no way we will possibly be able to compete with them. Why do you think their alien craft, whenever they crash or anything like that, our government rushes to get in and try to reverse engineer it? Because our government fears that at some point these aliens, the Greys, may turn on us because of the poor commitment from the United States government in holding up their end of the deal with, giving them a certain amount of humans per year. Or just failing with other things that these beings may not like. So they're trying to get our technology advanced enough so when they do decide to invade or attack Earth from their military base on the moon, we'll be able to defend ourselves somewhat. Somewhat. You guys heard what I said? Somewhat. Okay? The moon is dominated by these bases. There's at least 300 to 400 of these beings living on the moon. And we all know the moon is about the size of Russia. So they have a lot of space. They have a lot of resources that they can use from the moon that we're not able to use yet. There's resources out there in space that we just don't understand and we can't comprehend. We cannot use yet. These life forms, these other beings, extraterrestrials, have learned how to use resources from space. The moon, the sun. You guys seen the video of like the little UFO sucking energy out of the sun. We can't even get near the sun without being roasted. And then you have this UFO flying right in front of it like nothing's happening. It baffles me that how we think we're so advanced. Our solar system, guys, we're just a small piece of the puzzle. There's so much more out there. Even the aliens that deal with us, there's so much more out there. Guys, you gotta think, we are not alone. There are more planets like Earth. You gotta think, there's a planet that's probably almost so similar to Earth as far as how we build things and do everything. Technology, they're in the same part of time and advancement that we are. There are some people that are beings on other planets that are nowhere near advanced as we are. There are some that are way more advanced. There are some that are a little more advanced. There are some that are not. They're probably more like us in the 1940s. But at the end of the day, we have to recognize that there is a reason these beings have been coming to Earth. A big reason. And there's a reason people say that the moon is a spaceship. It's a military base. Which planet in our solar system right now hosts a family of a world of aliens? You know, Mercury, Venus, Mars. You know, is it Saturn? Is it Earth itself? We're not the only species that live on this planet. Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, like where could it be? We all heard things about Saturn, but a lot of people don't talk about Uranus. That's another story, guys. But I can tell you one thing for sure, that there are some alien species out there on these planets around us that even if they're not advanced enough now to get off their planet, or even if they're not advanced enough to, you know, do what they want to do to Earth, I'm pretty sure they're advanced enough to get here. They just can't figure out what they want to do with us or what their plan is. Because they said, I've heard stories about Saturn, the people of Saturn having planning an invasion on Earth. Every planet has its species, whether it's human form or some kind of serpent-like creatures or whatever. They're out there. Our government knows. People in power know. They know the truth. And they know that we are in dark times right now. And we are open to an alien invasion. So they're going to do a fake alien invasion first. Scare the world, get everybody dependent and loving the government to try to win back the people. And then the real alien invasion happens. Guys, stay woke. Stay serious. This is Roberto Conspiracy Files, exposing the government secrets.